Now, if you're looking to eat better, improve your health, maybe drop a few pounds, somebody probably suggested to try intermittent fasting. With the stars, it's a big thing. Chris Pratt, Kourtney Kardashian, Hugh Jackman, probably half of your office has already tried this trend. It seems everybody's doing it.
It does, but is intermittent fasting really worth the hype? Registered dietitian Nisha Saxena is with us this morning. You're going to break it all down.
Absolutely.
I have heard people in the office, I've heard trainers talk about it. What is intermittent fasting?
You know, it's really a way to restrict the hours of eating that are longer than an overnight fast. So it's longer than we typically fast in a period of time.
And end game is to consume less calories? Is that the idea?
I mean, yes, and there are some other benefits that we're going to talk about that can be useful. I think most people are looking at it as a weight loss technique, and they're thinking of it as new, but it's really not something that's new at all. In fact, it's an ancient practice. It's been used in many different spiritual practices, getting ready for prayer, etc. As an example, right now it's Ramadan, so this is also a fasting period for many Muslims.
I know there are different ways of doing it, 12-hour, 16-hour, full day.
Absolutely. So there's a few different ways of doing it. The most common way is really within a 24-hour period. We can see you can have time-restricted fasting. So within 24 hours, you may fast for 12 hours, 14, or 16 hours. The warrior diet, that's when you're eating a very small amount of calories during the day and then a huge meal at night. Don't recommend that one. Alternate day fasting, that's when you might have fasting and then eating regular calories and then fasting, alternating days. Or you might have alternate energy restrictions. So you have regular calories one day and then go down to about 25% of those calories on the next day, and you do that within a week or a month. And then the 5-2 diet, eating normally 5 days a week, and then either complete fasting or very low energy for 2 of those 7 days in the week.
People who do intermittent fasting love it for
They love it.
one of two reasons.
Yes.
Because it helps them to shed a lot of weight
Yes.
and maintain that optimal weight. And also because they say it helps to keep their mind clear. They feel less sluggish.
Yeah, and I think that's an interesting piece. The sluggishness and the mental clarity, that may come from a few different things that we have yet to pan out in science. I think the weight loss thing is something we want to focus on because, interestingly, this can actually help with fat loss. And fat loss is really what we want. We don't want to lose muscle. Regular diets, you can lose 20 to 30% of the weight you lose is lean tissue. So intermittent fasting is interesting because it helps with fat loss. You know, you're restricting calories. You're not going to be eating junk food if you're eating only twice a day in the middle of the day. Alcohol and some of those sugary things, we really eliminate those. That's one of the ways it works. And also it can help with changing what your body uses for energy. So instead of using glucose, you end up using protein after about 18 hours of fasting. And you use ketones, which is something that can help the body lose fat. Some interesting benefits. Cholesterol can actually help with reducing cholesterol by 20%, which is really important with the population aging. And interestingly, of the cholesterol that you have, it can help make it less toxic. So the size of the particles of cholesterol are really what damage our arteries. And intermittent fasting can help change that to 25% of the type of cholesterol that's less damaging.
Now, I'm always wary of these sort of fad diets that you hear about all the time.
Yeah.
Who is this for? Because you see these people doing it and they've got kids. It's an example to kids on what they're doing, not eating for an entire day or only binge eating at night, that type of thing.
I think that's an excellent point. So one of the things we want is there's some people who it's definitely not for. Definitely not for pregnant and lactating women. Definitely not for children. And when you're with a family, if your children are never seeing you eat, so if your period of eating is in that windows where you know, the morning and the evening, you're not eating with your kids, that can actually be very harmful in terms of your child's eating behaviors. Also, if you're over 75, you definitely want to check with a registered dietitian and a doctor because of some disease process or medications. It may or may not be appropriate. And as well, for some people who have a history of mental health disorders, eating disorders, this may not be appropriate in any way. One of the things that's really beautiful about it, though, is for the population that has type 2 diabetes, it's showing great results in terms of helping people control blood sugar and make them more insulin sensitive.
Does it count if I eat breakfast, fast until my snack, have my snack, fast until my lunch? Does that count as fasting?
It doesn't. I'm sorry.
All right, bottom line,
Yes.
what should people know about intermittent fasting?
I would say the bottom line is for most people within 24 hours. If you're fasting for 12, say 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., that's actually probably not going to be harmful, and it could, in fact, be helpful. Ultra-low-calorie diets, though, can really affect vitamins, minerals, protein, etc. So check with a registered dietitian and your doctor to make sure that you're covering your basic metabolic needs before you start.
Peter and I were talking about this. I need like a big bowl of cereal or something before I go to bed.
Oh, absolutely. I can't not eat before bed.
Okay, guys, good luck with that.
Yeah, sorry. I fast all night when I'm sleeping, though.
You do.
I do. So.
And that's really great.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're here to learn
If
so
I
much,
could
Peter.
eat, if I could eat while I slept.
All right, Nisha, thanks so much.
Thank you.